Good evening, everyone. We are following breaking news. The President of the United States saying on social media this evening that the U.S. struck Iran, 3 nuclear sites. The President is getting ready to speak from Washington, D.C., so let's take a listen in on what he has to say.
In the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President Donald Trump taking no questions tonight as he spoke in Washington about this strike on Iran. 3 sites that he says were the backbone of Iran's budding nuclear program were struck in violent and forceful fashion. That happened tonight, he says, in connection with the Israeli government. Benjamin Netanyahu, he says, was a partnership that they've never experienced before, that the two of them worked very well together. Now, President Trump also saying that basically if peace does not come out of this, that it was definitely a threat. If peace does not come, there will be a much greater and much more violent response, he said. He said the United States would attack other spots in Iran with precision, speed, and skill. Precision, speed, and skill. President Trump saying no military in the world could do what the United States did today in Iran as swiftly and as strongly as the United States did. Now, he did mention that The Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and General Kane, who's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, will be holding a press conference in the morning in Washington to talk more about this military operation. You know, there has been reaction across the board on this from Democrats and Republicans. Louisiana lawmakers chiming in to say they applaud what President Trump did forcefully, with intention and with precision. Others saying this is a downfall from here, where there's nowhere to go but down from here. Now, we have heard, of course, across social media, those reactions coming in. And again, it has run the gamut of different reactions from people depending on which side of the political aisle that they're on. Republicans largely backing the president of the United States. We also have heard from our, again, Louisiana lawmakers talking about what happened here. We did hear the New York Times is actually reporting that a representative out of Kentucky is saying that this attack today was unconstitutional. You know, the powers listed out in the U.S. Constitution give Congress the power to declare war. And so whether or not President Trump overstepped his constitutional authority is going to be fodder for debate and much question as we move forward here through this history that is unfolding this afternoon and tonight. Again, if you're just joining us, the U.S. attacking Iran, 3 nuclear sites in Iran, the largest which was Fordo, and the president said that they unleashed just a huge number of bombs. What we're hearing from sources and from other reporting around the United States tonight is that multiple 30,000-pound bunker bombs may have been dropped on that site in order to dismantle the possibility even of Iran developing a nuclear weapon within the next several months. Of course, this is all with the backdrop going on of the war in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, and Iran getting involved in that. So that is certainly setting the stage for what we're seeing, which is unprecedented U.S. involvement and inserting itself into a war in the Middle East. We are going to continue to cover this as these events unfold, these historic events, and we'll bring you the latest here on WWL+. If you want to get the latest from CBS News, we'll of course have that for you as we do the news at 10 o'clock tonight. But for now, that's it.
Thank you.